Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. This is your host Vaibhav. In today's session of Daily Stock, we are going to consider the prospects for the IT giant Accenture. This is a consultancy service which offers its services mostly in the IT segment. And if we look at its various offerings, of course, it has a presence in different domains and in recent quarters as the shift has been in the IT sector towards AI, that is artificial intelligence and allied services, we have seen those companies which look well poised for the growth in these evolving scenarios have been doing well, and Accenture has been a beneficiary on that front. Today, you might be hearing some background noise, and that is because there is some cultural program going on in the vicinity, and as a result of that, you might hear some of these noises. So, pardon me for that. Now, we first move to the financial statement, the first quarterly earning for the Accenture. The revenues have gone up both sequentially as well as year on year for the Accenture, and with the revenue of more than $16 billion, the Accenture is bringing in the profit as well. It has an operating margin just little shy of 16%, which is a tad less than 16.5% it was able to achieve in the first quarter of this financial year. But moving forward, it is expecting to do well, and maybe in coming quarters we will see the operating margin get better. But this is the quarter where there has been decline in the operating margin, but it is not having much of an impact because, as I said earlier, sequentially as well as on year terms, the revenue and the profit is on the higher side. So the market participants are willing enough to overlook it and mainly look at the brighter side, and that is what the sentiment has been since the release of its quarterly earnings, as the stock price has continued to rally higher, and even as we sit here and talk, the share price of the Accenture is continuing to move higher. So I feel that the way market has reacted to its quarterly earnings, the sentiment is in the favor of Accenture, and the near-term outlook is quite bullish. The company has made almost close to $2 billion profit, and it has also endeavored to provide value to the shareholder both in dividends as well as in share buybacks. So it has returned a lot of money from its cash reserves to the shareholders. The new bookings, the new deals backed by the company in these quarter are also up, increase of 14% in US dollar, and in consultancy side, the new bookings are of $8.6 billion, whereas the managed services new bookings were at $9.83 billion. The company has decided to give a quarterly cash dividend of $1.29, which is totaling at $810 million. And as I said in my introductory remarks as well, it is also repurchasing the shares worth $1.2 billion. Now, moving on to the business outlook, the Accenture is expecting the growth to continue in the second quarter of this fiscal year as well, and the revenues are likely to be in the vicinity of $16 billion, with the margin of plus to minus 2 percentage points. And overall, for the fiscal year 2024, the company is expecting the revenue growth to be in the range of 2 to 5 percentage point. Now let's look at its income statement. This is the consolidated income statement. In it, you can see that if we compare the company's revenue to what it was bringing in a year back, there has been improvement, and the revenue is, I think, around 5 to 6 percentage point higher, and the net income has also gone up to shoot past US dollar 2 billion, and out of it, it has paid dividend, and EPS stands at US dollar 3.14. If we look at the cash flow of the statement, you will see that even after making almost close to $2 billion, the company's cash and cash equivalent has actually gone down, and that is simply because the company has spent this 1.9 billion US dollars in its financing activities, and that has drained the cash which has been generated from the operating and investing activities. But apart from that, there is not much to worry about because this is cash paid back to the investors. So this is form of return only. Now let us look at technical side of the story to see what is the market participants' view. Since the release of its quarterly earnings, the stock has continued to consolidate with the bullish bias, with this formation of higher highs and higher lows continuing. For this week, after the 25th, that is the Christmas holiday, there has not been much of a movement in the stock, but even these holiday low liquidity market, the bias has remained unchanged, and I feel that there is not much which is going to cast a negative impact in the near term on the trajectory of the Accenture. So as long as it is able to hold close to 350 or thereabout, the outlook is going to remain on the bullish side. So if it continues to make high highs with this lower price range capped around 345 max on the lower side, in that scenario, I think we can indeed go for fresh initiation of the long trade as and when it starts to rise again. So on the lower side, the clear-cut marker is established close to its prior swing highs, and as there has been a fresh breakout above these prior swing highs, we have this price range as our near-term support, and that is why I feel as long as the Accenture holds this level and doesn't really drop much below this immediate swing high, the prior swing high, we can continue to bet on the continuation of the trajectory and expect it to provide us positive return as and when it drops again, it corrects somewhat from the current levels and provide us an opportunity to go for the initiation of the new long trades from the very short term prospects. But if we change our outlook to medium term horizon, even on the medium term side, the things are quite favorable for the continuation of this bullish trajectory. In recent months, in last couple of months, it has rallied almost close to 20 percentage point, and it is not really showing any signs of stopping on these elevated levels as well. This is its recent swing high and it seems to be on the 52-week high, but it is continuing, and I feel here also, given the positive trajectory, we can continue to rely on this price formation to deliver us good returns in coming quarters as well. But since it has already rallied and we can't really rule out fresh correction from the current levels, or simply it can even go sideways and continue to consolidate in a limited price range. So, keeping that possibility in mind, I feel that we should use this prior swing high level, the breakout level, as our decisive marker. So, as long as it doesn't really decline much below this price range of 330 or thereabout, we should be comfortable going long as and when the opportunity comes our way with a decent risk reward ratio. So the near term outlook has been bullish, and similarly, the medium term outlook is also favorable for the long trade. But here we will have to be cautious and adopt a cautious stance and go for the long trade as and when we find it with favorable risk reward ratio. So opting for a buy on dip strategy seems like a good idea. From the longer term perspective, I think the story is somewhat similar, but here, given its continuous rally from the levels around 290, we will have to adopt a wait and watch approach. So for next couple of weeks, I don't really feel we are going to get any opportunity to initiate new trade. So for the long term, the only option which we are left with for next couple of quarters or even couple of months is to keep an eye on it and bite for your time when the opportunity is right. From short term to medium term to longer term, the price trajectory is bullish, but we always need to make sure that in the event of our anticipation not really holding well, we shouldn't be losing too much money. So, from that perspective, I feel the opportunity might come our way very soon in the short term as well as the medium term time horizon. But for the opportunity to arise in the long term, I think we will have to wait for longer time as well and pay attention to the price formation over the next couple of weeks, which might even extend to next couple of months. And if things continue to do well, and as and when we find favorable risk reward ratio, we can indeed go for the initiation of a new long trade. So that's my outlook looking at the current price formation. So that's all from my side for today's session of Daily Stock, where we considered the price formation along with the fundamental developments for the Accenture, and all these things are pointing northward. The company's business is feeling the wind of the AI, and it is having the positive impact for the business of the company, and it is going to profit from these emerging technology, this changing landscape, and the shareholders seems to be quite aware of that. And with these continuous betterment, we have this share price in the bullish trajectory, and all we have to do is go for the trade on the longer side as and when the risk reward ratio is in our favor. That's all from my side for today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, do write to me in the feedback, and I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous time ahead. See you next time around. Till then, goodbye.